Right now at 4, people are cleaning up around western New York after serious damage from 3 tornadoes. We have team coverage from the hardest hit areas.
And thankfully, the weather is quiet today for that cleanup effort. But as we get into the weekend, we have more showers and thunderstorms to talk about. We'll time those out coming up in your 4-1 forecast.
We're getting ready for the Erie County Fair in 19 days, so we've got a lot of work to do.
And the show must go on. How leaders at the Erie County Fairgrounds are hurrying to clean up before the fair next month.
Right through and just wiped out this section.
It's like you just wait and just start all over again. Here, that's all you can do.
Today it's not good.
People in western New York are cleaning up this afternoon from 3 tornadoes in western New York yesterday. First at 4, the National Weather Service just confirmed a 3rd tornado touchdown in Allegheny County yesterday. It's after they confirmed 2 tornadoes yesterday in Hamburg and Holland. Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us on News 4. It could take weeks or even longer to clean up from yesterday's storms. The clock is ticking at the Hamburg Fairgrounds. The fair starts in just 19 days. News 4's Angela Cristoforos is there to start her team coverage in your Top 4 at 4. She is the latest on the effort to clean up.
The pressure is on to get this all cleared up ahead of the start of the Erie County Fair in less than 3 weeks. Usually this time, crews are setting up for the fair, but tornado damage put them behind, and now they face a big task at hand as they work to clean up the mess.
Basically setting the clock back to the beginning of May for us. So we're going to compress 2 months of work into 19 days.
Crews work to clear destroyed picnic tables and downed trees from the fairgrounds following Thursday night's tornado that touched down in Hamburg.
These picnic tables and these kiosks usually are along our 42nd Street area. The wind picked them up, moved them, pushed them all the way into this building. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of manpower that our carpenters put to put all this stuff together. This is all stuff made by our staff during the winter months.
The tornado ripped through, shattering dozens of car windows, blowing tree branches, and even a bench onto a building.
We'll be using some backpack blowers and walk-behind blowers, blowing all the tree limbs out, blowing any garbage out, anything that was made a mess of. Working for the next 8 or 10 hours straight, 3 trucks running, about 3 days.
So the path that the tornado took through our fairgrounds basically went right over or right past our grandstand. So our east grandstand had some roofing work that was being done at the time. We were basically day 4 into roofing work. That's all been torn away.
Insurance adjusters are on site surveying the damage and estimating the total cost. Biniaz says the fair does not receive any direct government funding from Erie County.
Our goal now is to do what we need to do to stabilize the grounds, clean it up, and make it ready for the fair. You know, we'll worry about how that funding is going to come into place after.
The Hamburg Gaming Casino was evacuated last night. It did reopen again at 8 o'clock this morning. Now, even though tornado damage threw a wrench in things on the Hamburg Fairgrounds, officials are confident that they will have everything cleaned out and ready to go for the start of the fair in just 19 days. Reporting in Hamburg, Angela Cristoforos, News 4.
Yeah, it crossed Route 16 right at North Canada Street. Considerable amount of damage.
We'll take a look at this. First at 4, we are getting a look from above at the damage from tornadoes. This is video from the Erie County Sheriff's Office's Air 1 helicopter. You just heard the crew talk about what they were seeing below. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear about how important the video is for surveying the damage. And let's get a check of your forecast this afternoon. It is a much different story out there today, but things will change for the weekend. Forewarned meteorologist Andrew Baglini is here with first look at your forecast. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, Christy. Yeah, much needed quiet day of weather to assess the damage and start that cleanup process or continue that cleanup process from the 3 tornadoes. And as you mentioned at the top of the show, we had that 3rd confirmation from yesterday's severe weather outbreak. So now that's 2 in Erie County and 1 in Allegheny County. The first just after around 12:30. That was an EF2, and that was the one that we saw near Hamburg that passed just south of Orchard Park. We saw a lot of damage from that, and the cleanup process continues there. A second EF1 tornado, maximum winds of 95 miles per hour. That was the one near the Holland area, and then About 20 minutes ago, confirmed by the National Weather Service, a third tornado, also an EF1 tornado, near Angelica, New York in Allegheny County. That was moving southeast for about 4.2 miles. Again, an EF1 tornado, and that was about 1:40 yesterday. And here's a photo of some of the damage caused by that tornado near Angelica. This viewer photos in with downed trees and a lot of damage to houses, and in fact, one barn that was completely destroyed. And there's a photo of that again from that tornado. So things much quieter today. We did have some pesky clouds early on. No rainmakers, a few puffy clouds around the metro, but we are tracking our next disturbance on the way. You see this batch of rain back towards Wisconsin moving our direction. This is round number 1 of 2 disturbances that'll be moving in this weekend. So for tomorrow, the focus is primarily to the south, which is good news for the south towns, for the Hamburg and the Holland area. But there is a marginal risk for severe weather in the southern tier and a slight risk down into McKean and Potter counties. Again, that track has shifted south a little bit from earlier this afternoon. So that is good news for western New York, but there is the potential for some pretty heavy rain and strong thunderstorms. The rest of this evening, we're in the clear, maybe a little bit of fog, but increase in clouds overnight. We start off dry. Coming up in your full forewarned forecast, though, we'll time out the rain and talk about the rest of the weekend as well.
Andrew, thanks. People are picking up the pieces in Hamburg this afternoon, one of the hardest hit areas in yesterday's storm. The National Weather Service confirms an EF2 tornado touched down there. We were there today as people were working to clear debris and down trees. A lot of people describe the damage as devastating. We talked to people who say they were home when the tornado came through.
Came home and it started to thunder, and then went to the kitchen, and all of a sudden it was like a monsoon coming, and I heard glass and a lot of noise, roaring sound, and that's about it. When I looked out, it was unbelievable.
Just trying to walk through the trees to get up to the house to check the damage, and it was unreal.
We're told a lot of people in the area are stepping in to help with cleanup. The deputy of the Hamburg Highway Department tells us some of the north towns are loaning equipment to the hardest hit areas. He also estimates it will take a week to get the area cleaned up. We are still getting a lot of reported photos from you at home. It's giving us a look at the aftermath through your eyes. Take a look at this. It's hard to believe, but a barn was standing here before. This is from a viewer in Angelica. You can see debris all over in this area. And Bob Nilsson took this amazing drone video on County Road 16 that is just outside Angelica. You can see wood and debris scattered around that area. Wow. And Tammy sent us this one of a tree. Oh, this is the picture of the barn. Before, I think we saw the picture of a tree that fell into the house. This here is a picture of a barn that was standing here, but it was destroyed in the tornado yesterday. So we want to see your photos. You can send them to us at reportit@wivb.com. And remember, of course, that you can find the latest forecast anytime by using our free Forewarn Weather app. You can also log on to our website. It is wivb.com. Next in News 4, a Tennessee judge is creating controversy for a new rule he's implementing at jails. Why he says this will protect babies. And in News 4 consumer alerts, why your credit score could unexpectedly go up.